Emblem teams in Fire Emblem Heroes consist of a team composed of all of the same type of unit. In this video, we're going to cover some of the basics of each of the 3 different Emblem teams, and if you are a newer player, then this should help you get a simple understanding of why people use these teams. First off, building an Emblem team is a great way to start understanding how to put together a synergistic team. Not just a team of your best 5 stars, but a team that covers each other's weaknesses and amplifies their strengths through the power of class or Emblem team buffs. You can turn a somewhat bad unit into a monster with enough support, and this is how strong units become even more powerful. Emblem teams are insanely popular in the arena, so understanding how each of them works will hopefully make it easier for you to deal with them in the future. There are 3 types of Emblem teams. First we have Cavalry units, which is more commonly referred to as Horse Emblem, and I'm sure you can figure out why. Next we have Flier Emblem, and finally we have Armor Emblem. I'm going to cover each of these teams in more detail, so let's start with Horse Emblem. Horse Emblem, in my opinion, is the easiest to build and the easiest to execute or make work. It's a very beginner-friendly Emblem team, and if you have not tried building one before, then I suggest starting with a horse team. They have a huge variety of members you can choose from, and if I had to describe them in a phrase, then it would be that horse teams have the most oppressive offense available. Cavalry units have 3 movement, and this makes them unmatched in an open space. Battles end quickly when you can cover most of the map in 1 turn, and 3 movement is very forgiving for newer players if they make a tactical mistake. With a horse team, you are looking to make the first move and use that 3 movement to set up your attack and hit the enemy before they are ready. Cavalry also makes it easy to chain movement assist skills like reposition to either save allies or make offensive moves to take out key targets. Horse teams are not without their weaknesses, however, because cavalry cannot move onto or through forest tiles. Some map layouts will completely restrict their movement, and this can really mess up a horse emblem team. When controlled by the enemy AI, they can be easily baited in and separated from their team since they can move farther than other units. You can use this to your advantage, however you must take them out in 1 round of combat, or their team can come in to save them and make things messy. This is a huge problem once you make it high enough in arena and start to run into powerful horse emblem teams. Another con is that cavalry units have slightly lower stat totals than infantry or flyers, and this will come into play if you are serious about arena score. Some notable cavalry units that you can make a team around are Reinhardt, Bravelyn, and Xander. Reinhardt and Bravelyn are 2 of the most powerful offensive units in the game, and on a horse team they can be very tough to deal with. Xander, on the other hand, is a powerful tank who comes with a distant counter sword. He's an extremely useful character, and when his Grand Hero battle comes again, you should get a copy of him. Let's move on to Flier Emblem, who I think has scary potential, but is the hardest team to customize mainly due to lack of availability of both units and emblem class buffs. There are a lot of powerful limited time units, so missing out on them lowers the amount of options you have to make a team. However, a Flier team is extremely terrifying because you cannot hide from their assault once they set their eyes on you. Flier units can't move 3 spaces, but they can move over terrain that is impassable to other units. Because of this, they can reach tactical positions no other units can, and they can become incredibly powerful on maps with tons of forest, mountain, and water tiles. Due to their unhindered movement, Flyers can stick together easily and pass along their buffs to their team. It's tough to separate a Flier Emblem team because they can just bunch up without having to worry about terrain funneling them in. Flyers are also really good at engaging and disengaging, and make some of the best use out of skills like drag back or hit and run. Because they can fly over terrain, they can also use assist skills like drawback or reposition to save their flying allies and put them in spots the enemy cannot even reach, such as on a mountain or over water. Flyers do have a major weakness, and that is archers. All bows will deal effective damage against flyers, and this is usually fatal even against high defense flyers. Also on indoor maps with walls, flyers start to lose their effectiveness since they can't abuse their mobility. Once surrounded by walls and obstacles, they aren't much different than infantry who can also move 2 spaces. Lastly, if you want magic damage on a Flier Emblem team, well, it only comes from limited time units. As you progress further into the game, running an all physical damage team can become risky, and you can actually get walled off if you can't punch through high defense enemies. Some notable Flyers are Cordelia, Xerxes, and Alencia. Cordelia can run either Brave Lance or Fire Sweep Lance, making her a strong carry on a team. Xerxes can be given a Brave Axe and will dish out insane damage with attack boosting skills. Meanwhile, Alencia comes with her own legendary Brave weapon and is one of the most powerful red Flyers you can have. Armor Emblem is an interesting one. They have decent amount of access to their emblem class buffs, but to truly get the most out of it, you need to invest in good skills onto your units. Armor Emblem, unlike Horse Emblem, is less forgiving because you can only have 1 space of movement. However, they are the class with probably the best defensive capabilities out there. Armor units come with high base stat totals, and at the end of the day, Fire Emblem is a game about numbers, so having bigger numbers definitely doesn't hurt. They are powerful on both offense and defense, and can be brick walls with enough buffs. They will also get you higher arena ratings easier if you're into that. The armor class comes with some very powerful skills that can really change the way they play the game. Wary Fighter makes it extremely tough to kill them in one round of combat. Bold Fighter turns them into powerful attackers, and Vengeful Fighter is a quick riposte skill on steroids. They also have Armor March, which changes the way you think about armor units because it grants them 2 movement. If you can get the units, then Armor Emblem has a lot of fun tools to play with. The worst part about Armor Emblem is that one space of movement. This makes it tough to get an attack range without getting engaged on first, and they struggle against teams who are highly mobile. Armor units also get left behind quickly if the team does not stay together. Because of one space movement, armor teams are susceptible to being kited out by ranged units, and not having distant counter or ranged armor units can be an issue. Assist skills like Reposition, Drawback, and Dance are really good against melee armor units. If you are thinking of building an Armor Emblem team, then like Fire Emblem, a lot of good units are restricted to being limited time. All the ranged armors, which are incredibly powerful in my opinion, are limited, and the Winter Banner had 3 really strong melee armor units that basically outclass the older armor units from the start of the game. We have also had 3 strong red sword armors that are now locked to either Grand Hero battles or Tempest Trial rewards. If you have the Black Knight, Hector, or Effie, then you can build an armor team around them. The Black Knight and Hector both come with distant counter abilities, and Effie makes really good use of Wary Fighter and a Brave Lance. Now this video is coming to an end, but I'm not done talking about Emblem teams just yet. We have discussed the basics of each of the 3 Emblem teams, but now we need to discuss why are they so powerful in the first place. The reason is the various Emblem team buffs each class can use. This is a pretty big topic, so in the next video we're going to talk about what exactly the Emblem buffs are, where to find each buff, how many of each buff do you need, and who do you give each buff to on a team. If you are watching this video the day it's been uploaded, then you can expect the next video within a day or so. If you're watching from the distant future, then the video will be linked on the end card and in the description. Thanks again for watching. If you learned something new or want to continue learning about the Emblem team buffs, then make sure you subscribe and you'll be notified when the next video goes live. See you guys then.